Let's get started in today's class. Take these off. And let's just start in a seated position to start today. So get back to your mat. Go legs crossed if that's comfortable for you. So I'm just kind of settling into the space wherever you are. Right, gently close the eyes, let the attention turn inward. Try to block out any other distractions that might be taking place. Obviously, the house can be a busy place during the day. Right, but really do your best to just focus here, focus on yourself, focus on doing something good for yourself for these next 45, 50 minutes or so. We'll allow the shoulders to relax down the back. Sit up a little taller. Feel the sit bones kind of press down into the earth as the spine rebounds upward, straightening out, lengthening out the crown of the head, reaching upward. Shoulders relax down the back. Take 3 big breaths here. Breathing in through the nose. Maybe an open mouth exhale. Another deep breath in. Open mouth exhale. And one more time, deep breath in through the nose. Let all the stress and worries out. Maybe those eyes gently open on your inhale. We'll take the arms up and overhead, reaching. And then we're going to exhale, bring them back down by your sides. So move nice, slow, and intentionally. Right, inhale the full length of the breath, the arms reaching up. Good, exhale, releasing the fingertips down to the ground, full length of the breath. Nice, 2 more like that. Inhale to reach up. Try to get those arms as straight as you can. Keep the spine straight. And then exhale, bringing them down. Last time to inhale, reach it up. On your exhale, we'll twist over to the right. So right hand behind you, left hand to the top of the knee. Spine is long, looking towards the door. I know in the camera it looks like I'm twisting to the left. Either follow around with my words or follow that video. But we'll start on one side. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, take it over to the left. Right, the spine stays nice and straight. Good. Inhale, bring it back through center. We're going to exhale, bring the hands parallel to the ground. So they're reaching out at a T. And we're going to start to work through the chest a little here. So as you inhale, turn the palms up to face the ceiling. You're going to try to rotate from the shoulders, externally rotating the arm back. Maybe you'll feel your chest poke forward a little. That's all right, getting that slight arch in the upper back. And then exhale, we're going to turn the hands the other way. So try to get the palm or the thumbs to point down. The palms will face behind you. Feel the shoulder kind of roll forward a little here. Good. And then inhale, turn the palms back up towards the ceiling. We're going to go back and forth a few different times here. All right, exhale to roll them forward. Good. Inhale to open up. So you can imagine a little bit of cat-cow in the upper spine here. Inhale to roll them forward. Exhale to open up. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, rolling forward, thumb points down. Exhale, open up the chest, palms. Sorry that this keeps pausing. Let me Wi-Fi here. That should be all right. I think the Wi-Fi kept cutting in and out, so I switched to my data here. Cool. So same thing. Take those arms out by the side again. And this time we're going to do them in opposite directions. So as your right palm turns up, thumb faces behind you, turn your left palm down or back behind you, the thumb points down. So one arm is rolling backwards, the other arm is rolling forward. Good, and then we'll switch. So turn that right thumb down, the left palm up. You should almost feel like you're kind of wringing out a wet towel here, where you're twisting in opposite directions from each side. Good. Let's do, and here we'll go one more on each side. So turn the palm up in your right hand, thumb down in the left. Nice. And then the other way here. Good. Bring it back through center. Shake things out. Maybe even massage those shoulder muscles a little bit. That can be a little intense on those. We'll come forward into our tabletop next. Coming into our tabletop on our hands and knees. Good. Let's go through some cat-cows from here as well. So inhale to drop the belly. Open the chest. Shoulders pull back, looking up. And then exhale to tuck the chin around the spine. Press the floor away. And then inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the chin around the spine. Let's do one more inhale. Good, exhale. Good, inhale back through neutral. Allow the spine to shift a little from side to side. Wag the tail. Anything that feels good and right for you. Press the rib cage from side to side. Maybe even a couple neck circles if that feels good. That's very good. And then come back through center. Hands under the shoulders. We're going to inhale that right arm up. So reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling. Try to get the shoulders as stacked as you can. On your exhale, thread the needle. Right arm under the left. All right, we're going up 2 more times. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Open the chest as wide as you can. Exhale, thread the right arm under, reaching across. One more time. Inhale, reach it up. Good. Exhale, reach all the way across. Right shoulder down to the mat. Right side of the head down. Maybe that left arm walks all the way forward past the top of the mat. Good. Maybe that left leg extends back behind you as well. Right, feeling that stretch in the shoulder. Maybe a little twist in the upper spine, that thoracic spine area. Good. And then bring that left knee back down to the floor. Bring the left hand in front of the face. Inhale the right arm up. And then exhale, we'll bring it back down through center. And we'll do the other side. So inhale the left arm up. Reach it tall. Stack the arms, stack the shoulders. Exhale, we'll thread it under the right arm, reaching across. We'll do 2 more. Inhale to reach. Good. Exhale to lower. 1 more. Inhale, reach. Good. Exhale, thread it all the way through, reaching across. Shoulder comes down, head comes down. Reach the right arm straight forward towards the top of the mat. That right leg will extend back behind you if it's there for you. All right, feeling that left shoulder, the left upper back, stretching and opening. Good. Lower that right knee down. Take the right hand in front of the face. Inhale the left arm up. Good. And then exhale. We'll bring it back into our tabletop. And from here, keeping the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. I want you to tuck the toes under. We're going to just hover those knees away from the ground. So we're in our hovering tabletop. Keep the knees no more than 1 inch away from the ground. Make sure that the shoulders stay over the wrists, and make sure the knees are actually under the hips. So a lot of times I see people with their feet back a lot further. Take those knees underneath. We'll keep the core nice and engaged. Keep pressing the floor away. We'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the legs out. Downward facing dog. Readjust the hands and feet if you need to. Those hamstrings feel tight. Take the feet a little wider on the mat. Alright, whatever feels right for you, walk it out. And bend both knees. Let the hips sway and shift from side to side. Nice. And then coming through center, so the legs will straighten as much as you can while keeping the back nice and flat. So maybe keep that bend in the knees as you press the floor away. Straighten the back out a little more. The hips lift. Or maybe you're keeping that bend in the knees. That's totally fine. Or maybe you start to straighten the legs, but make sure the back is nice and straight. So if you do straighten the legs and then the back has to round in order to make that happen, just keep that bend in the knees. From here, we'll inhale high onto the toes. Start to shift forward through your high plank. So the hips and shoulders come forward. The body's in a nice straight line from here. The heels are over the toes. The shoulders are coming over the wrists. Body in a straight line. Try to pull that belly button up to the spine. Pull your rib cage into your center line. Good. And then exhale. Take it back to your downward facing. We'll do 2 more like that. Inhale. Shift forward through your high plank. Good. Exhale. Take it back to your down dog. And 1 more. Inhale. Shift forward. High plank. Good. Exhale. Take it back. Down dog. On your inhale from here, we can bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, walk the feet forward to the hands. All right, inhale to a halfway lift, come up halfway, maybe the hands press into the shins. Get the back nice and flat, pull the shoulders further away from the ears, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, fold it back down. Inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. Let's take 2 more like that. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. And then inhale all the way up, hands overhead, connecting movement with breath, starting to warm the body 1 more time. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. Good. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it back down from here. Take the feet about hips width apart if they're not there already. Grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. Right, so take a nice deep bend into the knees here. So bend through the knees so that your stomach or chest kind of rests onto the thighs. And then sway a little side to side. So it's creating a little bit of traction in the lower back. Right, releasing, creating more space in that lower back area. Swaying however you'd like. And then if it feels good, you can start to straighten the legs too. Then you'll get more of that stretch in the hamstrings. And then exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Let's inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step your right foot back. We'll lower that back knee down. Come up into your low lunge. All right, so maybe you start with your hands on your hips, trying to square them off to the front. The hips are sinking forward and down. Yes. Good. And with the hands on your hips, try to tuck your tailbone under a little more. So the hips are kind of tilting into your neutral position. If your hips were a bowl full of water, there wouldn't be any water pouring out of the front side of the hip, but try to keep that rim of the hips kind of parallel to the ground here. Right, and from there, keeping the lower core engaged, shifting the hips forward. Maybe those arms come up and overhead. Cool, reaching up. Let's grab onto that right wrist, reach up and over to the left. Good. Inhale, bring it back through center. And then exhale for your back bend. Maybe the heart and chest open. Maybe those hips sink further forward now, letting the hips tilt forward. That's all right. Good. Inhale, bring it back through center. And then we're going to exhale, hands to the mat. Bring that left foot all the way back behind you. So tabletop with the left leg extended back. Good. Keep the pits of the elbows rolled forward. Keep that left pinky toe pointing straight down to the ground and the hips level. As you inhale, reach the right arm straight overhead. So from here, really reaching through the fingertips, pressing through the heel. Keep your lower core engaged so there's not a big arch in the lower back, but try to keep that lower back flat. Core is engaged. Good. On your exhale, crunch it in underneath, elbow to knee. And then inhale, extend it out. From here, take that left leg out to the left, right arm out to the right. Good. And then inhale, bring it back through center. Exhale, crunch it in underneath. We'll do the same. Inhale to extend. Exhale, reach out to the sides. One more time. Inhale, bring it through. Exhale, crunch underneath. Inhale, extend. And exhale, out to the sides. Inhale, bring it back through center. Exhale, hand and knee back down to the mat. Let the hips sway, rock out a little if that feels good. We'll keep the knees under the hips, tuck the toes under, hover just an inch off the ground with the knees. Cool. Holding, feeling the core stabilize. All right, option here for that right foot to maybe lift away from the mat. So just 3 points of contact down. Feel your body force to stabilize. Try to keep the knees just an inch away from the ground. Good. Lower that right foot back down. Lift the left toes. All right, keep everything just an inch away from the ground. For 3, 2, and 1. Toes back to the mat. Come up into your downward facing dog. Good. Move around, shake out those hips, bend the knees, anything that feels good. So on your inhale, look to the front of the mat, step forward into your fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Then inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. Let's exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it back down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. That left leg's going to step back this time. Lower the back knee down. Come up, low lunge. Again, hands to your hips to start. Make sure the hips are evenly squared off. So the left hip's not behind the right, but they're nice and even. All right, tailbone tucking under. Help tilt the tailbone under with the hands so the hips are in that neutral position. Lower core is engaged, shifting forward. All right, from there, maybe the arms come up and overhead. Go grab onto that left wrist, reach it up and over to the right. Nice. Inhale, bring it back through center. Exhale, open the chest. Inhale, bring it back through center. Bring an exhale, hands to the mat. Our right leg's going to slide back behind you. Again, into your tabletop with that right leg extended. Pinky toe points down to the ground. Left arm reaches straight forward. Hips stay nice and level, right? Core's engaged. So the lower back is flat. Reaching through the left fingertips, pressing back through the heel. On your exhale, crunch in underneath, elbow to knee, rounding the spine. And then inhale, extend, and reach. 2 more. Exhale, crunch it in. Oh, inhale, extend. I forgot. As we exhale, take it out to the side. Airplane. Inhale, bring it back through center. Exhale, crunch in underneath. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, airplane out to the side. 1 more time. Inhale through center. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, out to the side. Good. Inhale back through center. Bring it into your tabletop. Let the hips, let the spine sway a little side to side. Good. And then tuck the toes under. We'll hug the knees off the ground 1 more time here. So knees hover off the ground 1 inch. Have a nice strong base. The pits of the elbows are pointed forward. Knees float away from the mat just 1 inch. And then hover your right foot away from the mat. Keep the knees 1 inch away from the ground. 3, 2, and 1. Lower those toes down. Lift the left toes. We'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Put that back down. Downward facing dog. Lifting the hips. Readjusting the hands and feet as necessary. Cool. From here, take the feet about as wide as your mat. And walk them forward just about 6 inches or so. So you're still in your down dog shape, but you have a shortened stance. We're going to try to take our right hand, reach for the back of the left leg. Twisting under, looking under that left armpit. Good, and bring it back, hand down to the mat.
We'll take our left hand, reaching to the right, back of the calf, looking under the right armpit. Nice, and then inhale, bring it back through center. Let's walk the hands all the way back to the feet. So we're gonna fold at the back of our mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way up. Hands overhead, reaching tall. Good, exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it down. Inhale to your halfway lift. This time a little different. Hands come down to the mat. I want you to walk those hands forward into your high plank. From your high plank, as you exhale, chaturanga. Elbows bend, lower to the knees if you have to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Keep the shoulders pulled back and down. Good, exhale to your downward face. From here, walk the hands back towards the feet. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Then inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. Let's go through one more like that. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, hands to the mat. Try to keep the legs as straight as you can as you walk the hands forward. All right, lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Good, exhale to your downward facing. Awesome. On your inhale, take that right leg up behind you. Toes point down to the ground. Try to lift that heel high. Press the heel into the back wall. And as you exhale, step that foot in between the hands. Come up high crescent from here. So all 10 toes point forward. Back heel lifted. Nice. As you gain your balance, we'll take the hands up and overhead. Reaching tall. So keep those hips squared off. The left hip pulling forward, right hip pulling back. The back heel high over the toes, the back leg nice and straight here. Gazing forward, maybe gazing up a little. Right, bend a little deeper into the front knee. Good. Nice. From here, I want you to bring that left leg all the way through to the front, single-legged Tadasana. Nice. Get that knee as high as the hip, and a 90-degree angle at the knee. Have your foot parallel to the ground as well. Good. Nice. And on your exhale, we're stepping it back into our high crescent. Good. From there, open up warrior two. Turn your back heel down on the mat. The arms parallel to the ground. All right, checking in with your body. Make sure you can see your big toe inside of that right knee. So the knee is directly over the ankle. All right, the arms are in a straight line. The chest should be completely squared off to the side here. And then you can try to open up the hips as much as you can too. So feel the top of that back thigh rotating up towards the ceiling. Nice. Good. Inhale, turn the front palm up to face the ceiling. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Reach up and back. Allow that left arm to slide down the back of the leg. Good, and then inhale, bring it back through center. From here, side angle. Bring that right forearm to the top of the right thigh. The left arm's going to reach straight overhead. Sorry, let me readjust. Nice. Cool, so notice, if you can see me here, a nice straight line from that back heel through the hips, through the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist. Right, try to get that nice angle here, side angle pose. A lot of times, people's stance will be too close together, and you'll see the hip kind of lifted up there. Try to really widen that stance, bend into the front knee a little deeper to straighten out the line on the left side body. Nice. Good. Inhale, bring it back through center. We're going to straighten the front leg, turn all 10 toes to face to the wall here. Bring the hands out by the side. Inhale, the palms up to face the ceiling, allowing the shoulders to roll back, the chest to puff out. And then exhale, we'll dive forward and down. Good. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. All right, take your time, maybe walk the hands from foot to foot, swaying from side to side. Maybe walk the hands back in between the heels. Whatever feels right for you. Good. Let's inhale, bring the hands back under the shoulders. Inhale halfway up with that nice flat back. We're going to walk the hands towards the front of the mat, all 10 toes face forward. Come into your side plank from here. The right foot steps back to meet the left, onto the outer edge of that left foot. Right, option for this left knee to lower. Right, option maybe that right leg lifts. Keep the hips lifting high, so don't let them sag here. Keep them stacked over one another for 3, 2, and 1. Lower that right hand down to the mat. High plank, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Nice. From here, inhale, the left leg up. Just straight up behind you. Try to keep the pinky toe pointed down to the ground. You can kind of peek back underneath you. Try to point that pinky toe straight down, internally rotating the leg. Lift the heel a little higher. Press the heel to the back wall. And then exhale, step it in between the hands. Right? High crescent lunge. All 10 toes point forward. Right arms reach up and overhead. The hips are squared off. That right hip's pulling forward, left hip's pulling back. Back heel high over the toes. Back leg nice and straight. Reach it up. Good. Sink a little deeper. Reach a little higher. Nice. Good. Finding a little balance here. Let's bring that right leg all the way through to the front, lifting the knee. So the knee is in line with the hip. A 90-degree angle at your hip, your knee and ankle. Good. Keeping the core engaged. The spine is long. Reach the arms straight up. No bend in the elbows. Good. And then as you exhale, step it back into your warrior 2. So come long on the mat here. A nice wide stance in between your heels. The arms reach at a T. Chest is squared off. Again, think about the back thigh rotating up to the ceiling. So try to externally rotate that back leg. Nice. And then inhale, the front palm up, face the ceiling. Reach forward. Keep the lower body exactly the same. Exhale, reach it up and back. Good. Inhale, bring it back through center. Side angle from here. Left forearm to the left thigh. Right arm's going to reach overhead. All right, get in this nice straight line through the body. All right, again, widen out your stance if you have to. If you feel that kind of right hip lifted here, try to widen out the stance. Move that back foot back. Right arm reaches forward and overhead. Keep the shoulders totally stacked, so peel your right shoulder a little further back behind you. Good, and then inhale, rise back up through center. Turn all 10 toes to face the side of the mat here. Same thing, these hands are going to come out to the side. Inhale, open the chest, palms face up. Good, exhale, dive forward and down. Good. All right, so this time take the right hand directly under the face and inhale the left arm up. All right, so twist open. Try to get the shoulders stacked. Keep the hips in center here. So notice if those hips want to shift to the left, try to keep them in the center as you twist open. Good. Exhale, bring the left hand under the face. Inhale the right arm up. Same thing, try to keep the hips in the center. Good. Exhale, bring it back down. Walk the hands towards the front. All 10 toes face the front. Take your side plank from here. Try to step back as controlled as you can. Really plant that right hand down into the mat. Roll the outside into the right foot, and then the left goes back to meet it. Good. Take your options here. Maybe that right knee lowers. Maybe the left leg lifts. Keep that upper hip pulling up to the ceiling. Try to create as much arc in the body as you can. We'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Left hand down to the mat. High to low plank. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's very good. Let's see. Good. On your inhale, let's bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step or hop forward into your fold. Inhale, do a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Then inhale all the way up, hands overhead. Good. Reach and tall. Exhale, hands down by your side again. Good. So remain standing from here. We're going to go through a couple different balances. So with the feet close together, get them directly under the hip. I'd like you to shift your weight into that right foot as you come into the single-legged Tadasana. So we've played with this already. Bring that knee up in line with the hip. The arms can be overhead. Good. From here, let's exhale into a warrior 3. So shoot that leg back, hinge at the hips. Reaching forward, arms can either stay by your side, or maybe for more challenge, reach them straight overhead, whatever feels best for you. Make sure you keep this straight line in the body. So don't worry about going down totally low, but straight line, just like you were in your side angle. Try to make that straight line in the body. Do the same thing here. Right? Maybe you go down lower, but only lower the chest as much as you can lift the back leg. Good. On your inhale, bring the left knee back up and through center back to your single-legged Tadasana. Maybe the arms reach. Nice. Good. Lowering hands to heart center from here. I'm going to turn to face you. Stay in that balance. Take your left hand to the front of that left knee and open up the hip to the left side. So try to create more space from your right hip to the left knee as you kind of pull them in opposite directions. Nice. Some of you might be able to, instead of having that knee bent, you might grab onto the bottom of the foot to straighten it out and take it out to the side. Whichever works best for you. Just another 3, 2, and 1. Stay in this balance. One more for you. Take that left leg, wrap it around the front of the right. So maybe you just wrap it with the foot to the outside of the calf, or maybe you can tuck the toes all the way in. You're going to have a slight bend in that right knee. And then take that left arm under the right as well. So eagle pose. All right, if you can't quite clasp the hands, take that just back to the palms together. Nice. A little deeper into your seat. Lift the elbows a little higher. For 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come back out here. Undo the arm. Shake out that right leg. All right, give a little shake, give a little massage to the outer hip area, the outer thigh. Doing a lot of work to help stabilize through these balances. We'll go through that same sequence on the other side, and then we'll bring it down. So shifting weight into your left foot from here. All right, lift the right knee into your single-legged Tadasana. All right, maybe the arms come up and overhead, finding that balance. Again, that knee in line with the hip, 90-degree angles. Nice. Good. Let's exhale, shift to our warrior 3. Press the right leg back behind you. Arms come by your side. Again, straight line through the body, wherever you are. Just keep pressing through that back heel. The right leg's really engaged here. You can allow for a little bit of bend in that left knee if it feels better for you. The chest is open, looking slightly ahead of you. Palms face down if the arms are by your side. For another 3, 2, and 1. Single-legged Tadasana. Bring the right leg back up. We can keep our hands at heart center from here. Good. Finding your balance, take your right hand to the knee and open it up. So either staying here with the bent knee or maybe, again, straightening the leg out, grabbing the bottom of the foot and opening out to the side, wherever you are. Good. Again, creating that space from your left hip to your right knee. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back through center, eagle pose. Wrap your right leg around the left. Let a little bend in the left knee. All right, the left arm will come under the right.
Keep the elbows lifting high. Good. Sit a little lower, just for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back up through the center. Unwind there. Give that outer hip a little shake, a little massage. Whew. Good, very good. All right, so we'll come back to the top of the mat if you're not there already. We're going to flow through another vinyasa, getting to our down dog, or feel free to just meet us in our down dog, whichever works best for you. We can inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop back. High plank, lowering down. Inhale, up. Good, exhale, down. Nice, so during those balances, our outer hip, the glute med muscle specifically, if you want to look that up, get a picture in mind after class, but that outer hip is responsible for a lot of that balancing, right? So you might feel the outer hip kind of tight here. We're going to stretch that through our pigeon pose. So lift the right leg up, take the right knee to the right wrist, lie the shin flat on the mat. Walk the left leg straight back behind you. Nice. Good, walk the hands back, lifting the chest. And as you're ready, walk the hands forward, melting over that front leg. So you should feel a pretty good stretch in that right thigh. I want you to make sure that the top of this left thigh is down on the ground. So it can be easy to kind of twist it out so you're on more of the inner thigh. Really try to rotate the thigh in, so you're internally rotating that thigh to get the top down on the mat. Take 2 more big breaths. On your inhale. Walk the hands back up. We're going to sit down onto that right hip. Swing your left leg around front. I'm going to face the camera from here. So we have that right foot to the inner thigh. Really try to shift forward a little so that you're on your sit bones here. Try to have the toes of the left foot pointed straight up towards the ceiling. So it's not open, but again, this kind of internal, active internal rotation of the left leg. Right, shift the chest off towards that leg as much as you can. And then you can inhale your arms up and overhead if you'd like. Or even maybe try this, I feel better doing this, keeping the spine nice and straight, squared off to the foot. My hands are just on my leg. It's a little easier for me to just slowly walk those hands down the leg. Right, allowing the spine to round or reaching forward. Maybe you just make it to your shin, maybe you grab the foot. Or even if you have a belt or a towel, a t-shirt, anything to loop around the bottom of the foot, might make it a little easier. Good. And then inhale. We can release. Bring it back up. Bring your right hand to the floor behind you. We're going to press into our left heel and this right knee to lift the hips. Lift the hips up high, take a little back bend, reach behind you with the left hand. Good, and then exhale, bring those hips back down. We're going to find our way back into a 3-legged down dog. So that left leg's going to go behind you. We're going to swing that right leg up and back. Bend the knees, stack the hips, make some hip circles, whatever feels good after your pigeon. Good, and then meet back in our down dog. We'll go for the other side. Inhale the left leg up. We're going to exhale to our pigeon here. Left knee to the left wrist. The right leg walks straight back. Good. Open the chest. Maybe even walk a little further back with the hands. Again, internally rotate that back leg so the top of the thigh is down on the mat. The top of the foot is flat on the mat and your foot is straight. And then as you're ready, walk the hands forward, melting the chest down, resting the forehead on your fists, forearms, or the floor. Feeling that stretch in the outer thigh and the outer hip, that glute med area.
Nice. We'll go 2 more big breaths. Okay. Nice. Inhale to walk those hands up. We're going to sit onto that left hip. Swing your right leg around. And I'll turn all the way for you guys. So the left foot to the inner thigh. Scoot a little further forward so you're on top of your sit bones. The right toes point straight up to the ceiling. Square the body off with a nice straight spine first. And then as you're ready, again, slowly walk those hands down the right leg, reaching to wherever you can, the shin or the foot. Keep trying to press the back of the knee down into the floor. So you'll feel your quad engage more, and that'll give you more length in the back side of the leg. Good. Inhale, raise back up. Take that left hand back behind you. Press into the floor. Lift the hips. You're on your left knee and your right heel. Reach the right arm up and back. And then exhale, bring it back. Through center, we'll swing that right leg around all the way back. Come into your 3-legged down dog. The left leg is up. Right? Bend the knees, stack the hips, make some circles. Or even just walking out the dog feels good for me sometimes. Whatever feels right after your pigeon. Nice. Good. Then from here, look to the front of the mat, bend through the knees, walk the feet all the way through the hands. Come onto your back so you can find a seat and lower down onto the back, hugging the knees into the chest. Give it a little rock from side to side. All right, maybe pull the knees into the chest and then press the knees into the hands. And pull them back into the chest. And press into the hands. Nice. From here, taking your happy baby, grab the outside edges of the feet. Give those hips a little more love, rocking side to side. Heels point up towards the ceiling. And if you feel like when you grab your heels, the tailbone really lifts off the mat and you can't reach your tailbone down to the ground, maybe you can just grab the backs of the calves here. Allow the spine to be as long on the mat as you can. Right? And if you have the feet too, try to really pull your tailbone down to the mat. You'll get more stretch through that hip joint. From there, bring the soles of the feet together. Lower the feet down to the mat. The knees can stay wide. All right, gently close the eyes. Take a hand to the stomach, hand to the chest. All right, take a couple big, deep breaths in and out. All right, noticing and appreciating the rhythm of your breath. Noticing and appreciating the beating of your heart, pumping life through your body. All right, being grateful for having both of these things, even in a time of uncertainty and stress. All right, knowing that your breath and your heartbeat are with you every day. All right, knowing that there's something that you can come to at any point during the day to help calm the mind, to help relieve the stress, coming to the breath or the heartbeat, right? Focusing solely on one or the other, even just for a couple minutes, can have very stress-reducing effects on the body. From here, maybe allowing the legs to extend long on the mat, your arms can fall by your side. Give yourself just 5 big, deep breaths settling into your Savasana.
next inhale, start to bring some movement back through the hands, feet, the arms, and legs. Reach the arms straight overhead, lengthen out, full body stretch. All right, draw the knees in towards your chest, roll over onto your favorite side. Pausing. All right, appreciating this day, appreciating this life that we have to live, this one body that we get to live it in. And as you feel ready, use your hands to press back up to a seated position. Cool. Thank you all for joining me here today. I appreciate being able to share my practice with you. Enlighten me, honors and respects the light in you. Namaste.